I'm about to prepare a Facebook Live. Great, we are here. So let's start. Once again, for a fifth time, I believe. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar. Sorry for cluttering you with the emails in the previous couple of days. And so this webinar is about storytelling. Stories really offer nourishment and can make a significant impact and significant change of hearts and minds of people. And during this webinar, we will explore and reflect on examples from all around the globe on how storytelling has made an impact for LGBTQ rights and for the lives of queer people. With us, I want to represent you. Like we have a Misha Tomaso, my friend and LGBTI activist from Russia, who now serves as chairperson for Russian LGBTI network. With us as well is Pamela Adi, a very brave and vocal Nigerian LGBTI activist and advocate, which is as well screenwriter and filmmaker, and we will have the opportunity to watch a trailer of her film. We have with us Tamara Adrian, which is a lawyer and prominent trans activist from Venezuela. Xiaogang Wei, who is a Chinese activist and co-chair of Beijing Queer Film Festival. And of course, my colleague Joël Bedeau, who is a strategic campaign advisor for Soji campaigns. And myself, I am Stefan. Originally, I'm coming from Serbia, and I'm a comms officer for Soji campaigns. So I guess I won't be boring you much anymore for now. And Joël, please, you have the floor for further activities. Okay. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you. Thanks, Stefan, and welcome everyone. We will have 4 segments, like with the 4 speakers we have. For each person, we will have a very short introduction of the video they will screen. And then we will screen the video, and then we will have a certain, they will comment, and we will have a certain number of questions to them. And then obviously all through the, each session, you're totally welcome, and you're invited to actually come in. And in the chat box, please make sure that you type in any question you want or any comment you want to make. We have just disabled the capacity to send attachments for security reasons. But apart from this, you're obviously totally welcome. And we will, from time to time, maybe have a collective interaction. So I will be asking you maybe collective reactions on specific questions. But let's see how it goes. So obviously, first, we're talking here about storytelling, right? So storytelling is a very specific format of communication where you're obviously going beyond providing information and you're transmitting to a target audience, obviously information on events, but beyond this, stories serve to convey emotion, values, and a world vision. Stories is what shapes, the social narratives and the moral foundations we live in. So this is why they are so important. And target audiences might have a lot of resistance to other forms of communication, but if you're starting with telling them a story, then their defenses drop, and this is why it is such a good vehicle, specifically when you're talking about things that people have a lot of resistance towards, which is what we normally experience in our communications. So we're gonna start with Xiaogang from China. Xiaogang, maybe you can, I think it'll be best if you just introduce yourself in a couple of sentences. And also, before we screen the very short film that you sent us, a little bit of a background of this video. Why did you send this one? And is it part of a larger campaign, or what was the objective specifically of that film you sent us? So Xiaogang, over to you. Thanks.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Tamara. Long time no see. And yeah, thanks so much for inviting me to talk a little bit about this film. My name is Xiaogang. I'm from China. Now I'm living in Taiwan. I started this kind of the webcast since 2007. So for me is like to use the art form, and especially using film form is so important to reach out to the broader audience. And we made a lot small videos, and but this one particularly we're going to show today is because, you know, I think sometimes we make a lot of video, but we're also kind of like activists in the movement. Sometimes I think we have this kind of blind spot. So we think there's something we want to talk, but we don't really know is that really this talking can reach the people we want to reach. So this program, I was a producer. I worked with this kind of like a quite famous film director. He made a lot great film. So, and I think, you know, let's say if we work with like a film director, what the view of for him to make a short film about LGBT, to promoting LGBT visibility in China. So I think he come up with this story, which was, I really, really like it. I think, you know, I'm not going to talk about the story because you're going to see it, but I think, but I do think it's so important for like LGBT activists to work with other artists to kind of like, I think this collaboration to tell the story is just so interesting and so refreshing, and also is quite important for us to do this kind of connection with other people. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Xiaogang. So, Stefan, you want to play?
So
We're
I
now very
will now share my screen, and let's watch and reflect afterwards on Xiaogang's wedding plan.
怎么着？准备好当我老婆子？
少了这副德行了，你妈还没同意呢。
迟早的事儿，对吧？妈，我们准备结婚了。
你不是在开玩笑吧？
没有，真的。
阿明怎么办？阿明不是你男朋友吗？
你都知道了。
我是你妈，我什么不知道？
阿姨，是这样的，我也有个女朋友，她很爱我，我也很爱她。可是因为我的家人反对，他们的思想相对比较保守，希望我能够尽快找个人结婚。因为这种压力，所以我只能请小刚帮我这个忙。希望阿姨你能够理解。
我呢，不反对你们，可结婚是人生一辈子的大事儿啊，你们不能儿戏啊。
妈，都已经计划很久了，就这样吧。
妈呢，只希望你做回你自己，不要去在乎别人怎么说。
Okay. Joel, so
yes, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much, Xiaogang, for sharing this with us. So, Xiaogang, what do you want to tell us about, you know, this story? Why do you think it had an impact? And first of all, what was the intention? What was the target group that you wanted to move, and what kind of what kind of transformation did you want to bring with that story? And so why do you think, so first, do you think the story worked? Do you have any idea about the impact that story had and that film had on your target audience? And why do you think, you know, that you had that impact?
I don't know if you guys all see this film, because from the here, I feel like the film was kind of like, it's not really kind of like very smoothly. So, but you know, if you want to, I don't know, if you want to really see the story, maybe later we can share the link. You can, you know, I don't know, because from like the Zoom, from here, it doesn't really see very nicely.
We definitely will
know,
be sharing all the videos. Yes, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about this. This film idea is really short. I think because, you know, most of our stories online. So sometimes I think, you know, it's a long story to be very kind of like, you know, well received online is very difficult, because I don't think a lot of people have a lot of time to watch like a long film online. So we can try to create some small film, which is easily to kind of forward, easily to understand the story. And also the story, I think, is very kind of like a very linked to China in that moment. I think in China, family is such important, like, you know, this, you know, like a structure of like a life. I think it's everything around your family. So I think, you know, in China, until now, is coming out still a big issues. So I think a lot of group are working with parents. I think, you know, through the parents, you can talk about a lot of different things. So this is why we choose this topic. And also because the pressure from the society, there's a lot of gay and lesbian couples, they kind of like try to form this kind of fake marriage to kind of like, you know, say, okay, anyway, we get married. But, you know, of course, we know we're like gay and lesbian. So we use the story first, we bring out this kind of like the topic, and also we're using the parents, because sometimes generally I think people think their parents doesn't know anything, but we try to use this film to make parents, to kind of empower parents. It's the parents is not like they don't know anything. We try to use this the video empower parents. Actually, parents can make decision, can make some great decision for their kids. So I think this film is received very well. We got like about, I don't know, we have like more than 10 million viewers of this short film.
Mm.
I think so. So this is because it is such an easy story. Such also the story really relate to like a Chinese society. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's quite impressive. I mean, you know, even to Chinese standards. What was the so obviously there's different things here that you say that are really interesting. So first, that it really fits into Chinese values. So what are the specific values that, you know, that this story expresses, that people who watch it, specifically parents who watch it, really identify with, they feel, they connect with this story? What makes them connect?
I think it's make them connect. The first, I think, you know, you don't like think, you know, first, I don't think you're in this particular story. I think the parents is not always the one who's like yelling and you know. I think this is a story give parents a reflection of like, okay, if my kids tell me they're going to marry, but they are gay and lesbian, what I should do? I think is that, you know, in the end, there's a lot of parents, they still want their kids to be true who they are. Even it's hard for them to understand, but they still want to be true who they are. So I think, you know, this story kind of giving the power to the parents, say, okay, you now can make a choice for your kids. You want them to be true to themselves, or you want them to be fake?
So I guess that big values here is about honesty and being true and being sincere, yeah, and not lying, right? Is that something that you think is because on the one hand you say that in China